Morning, folks. So, I've had a couple of little disasters here last couple of days. My camera here, these little spots. To get the light on it, let's see. Right there, all those little spots and things. The other day when I was modifying that TS-85 Beaver Trap, I think my grinder splattered onto the camera lens and it burnt it. It had almost like sand, little specks on the glass there, almost like sand that I think was probably metal filings that have probably wrecked my camera. I mean, it still works, but that's awful annoying. If I get it into the sun, it's really noticeable. In the shade, it's not so bad. But today, and then also putting my Snowdog kind of in line, I got it out from underneath the deck there to take a look at it and make sure it was going to work. And I've been wanting to make a camper shell type of thing just to keep the snow out of the back of my truck. And I started to do that. I tore apart a old aluminum camper shell. I'll have that on here in a minute. Not a lot left of this thing. Kind of got carried away maybe. This might not work. I don't know. But it didn't. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's not looking promising. But the handlebars on the Snowdog, they're designed to fold up and over. To do that, it has to be 5.5 feet tall, which is too big for that box. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make that work. So, might have to rethink that. But anyway, putting the Snowdog back underneath the deck, there's a big rock. I mean, it's a big one. It's one that would be hard to dig out. And putting that back up underneath my deck, I hit one of the floor joists for the deck, and I broke my doggone air vent on the gas tank. So, today I'm going to try to repair that. I found some copper pipe, and I can't find all the pieces from that plastic one, but I'm just going to try to make something that'll work, solder it all together. But what a pain. When things fall apart, they all kind of do it all at once. So anyway, today I'm down here in the cattle pen. During the rodeo, they overfeed all the rodeo stock. Something terrible. There's still quite a little bit of grass in here, hay, that these guys can eat. So before I feed them anything better, I'm going to open all these gates and make them clean that up. They look like this pen here. There's quite a little bit in there. I mean, it ain't a lot, but it's enough that they can eat it. If they don't eat it, I just got to haul it off anyway. So might as well let them eat some of it. Gather up some of this hay string. Man, that's a mess. I don't like this stuff. The old baling wire bales were hard to feed, but the wire was more useful than that. This stuff's just kind of a mess. I haven't seen baling wire bales since I worked in Colorado, and that was back in the 80s. Let's see. The hay string's useful stuff too, but baling wire's got a lot more use. We used to use that for settling welding and, geez, about everything you can imagine. Wrapping broken fence wire or rails and things with wire. And all sorts of stuff. Now you got to buy it as cement tie wire. Great stuff for trapping. That was another thing that baling wire is good for. A hay bale, by the time you unwrap the bale, it's probably close to 10 feet long, at least 8 or 9, and about the perfect length for traps. Well, anyway, I think all the gates are closed where they can't get out. Throw that over there for now. Better double check. Actually, that one over there looks open. There's plenty of hay, but the roping club is a separate deal from the actual fair board. They kind of work together, but it's kind of a private deal. Well, I don't know if I ought to be feeding them the rodeo stock hay, but there's a lot left over there. There's, I think, 13 bales we didn't use. There's 2 square bales that do belong to these guys. Yeah, I think this camera's shot. There's kind of a blurry spot, it looks like, in the middle too. Dang it. I got another one. I just hate to use up another one until this one's totally shot. I tend to wear things out 100% before I start in on a new one. That rain we got sure made a mud hole out of this. Come on. Okay, so how did that get so tight? There we go. Yeah, close these gates over here. Now they don't have any horses anymore. Kind of hard to run these guys back in on foot when they get loose. The arena, it's still really soft. Yeah, that's going to take a little while to dry out. You can always tell when these guys are happy. They quit making all that noise. Quiet right down. Yeah, they can eat that up. There's quite a bit of it in there. Don't look really good, but they're not complaining, so it must be all right. So anyway, show you what I'm talking about. I think I can. I'm not exactly sure how this thing worked. It's got a little tiny pinhole in it that's the vent itself. I think I can come up with something similar to make it work. So this is what broke off. This little rubber grommet goes inside. This went down inside there, like that. It was all down inside the gas tank. Okay, so when I hit that doggone beam up underneath there, the top of this broke off. I found this piece. That was the very top of it. Almost looks like might have broke off from right there. Anyway, this was the very top of it, and that of course went into the line. This piece went inside of this. There's a hole in there, and that dropped down into there so that come out the bottom. So it was sealed most of the time unless the pressure built up inside the tank. On top of that, there's a little bitty flimsy spring. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it probably helps a little bit. So I got to copy this, as I can't even find all the pieces that broke off.